The justifications for attacking Iran are kind of all over the place coming from the US government.
This is not a so-called regime change war, but the regime sure did change.
We never said regime change.
We didn't start this war, but under President Trump, we are finishing it.
Of course, they're rolling out the usual excuse of preventing Iran from developing nuclear weapons. But these claims are coming only months after the US claimed to have completely obliterated Iran's nuclear program.
Iran's key nuclear enrichment facilities have been completely and totally obliterated.
There's also very troubling reports that the rhetoric used by leadership at the Department of the Department of War, as they want to be called now, apparently they were selling the conflict as a religious fight to bring about the apocalypse. The clearest explanation, and that's a low bar as you're about to see, for starting this war right now came from Marco Rubio.
We knew that there was going to be an Israeli action. We knew that that would precipitate an attack against American forces. And we knew that if we didn't preemptively go after them before they launched those attacks, we would suffer higher casualties.
So this is some kind of weird circular grandfather paradox of a war justification. They're saying we, the US and Israel, had to attack them to prevent them from attacking us, which we knew they would have done in response to us attacking them. And Israel was about to go ahead with an attack no matter what, so we, the US, had to join in. Now, to be clear, the US could have stayed out of it. There was no conceivable threat to the US mainland from Iran, and the US joining in with Israel only increases the chance of unconventional attacks against the US or her citizens by, say, Iran-backed or Iran-inspired terrorists. So when they say, which they always do, that they did this to keep Americans safe,
make no mistake, killing these brutal terrorists is good for America.
That is demonstrably false. Since starting the war, the US government has issued a warning for all Americans worldwide to exercise increased caution. Americans are less safe now than they were before the war because they decided to start this war. So based on early reporting and statements by administration officials, it seems Israel kind of forced Trump's hand by saying, we're going ahead with or without you. But why now? Well, Iran nuclear talks had just concluded unsuccessfully, and Israeli intelligence got wind of a rare opportunity to take out Iran's leader, the Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. Following the nuclear talks, he would be vulnerable above ground in a known location at a known time, and this was just an opportunity that they decided they couldn't pass up.